We
It
are
happened.
live. Yes, we are. Oh, there we go. My lights came back on. And two people. Perfect. All right. And let me see. Who is Dave Hamilton. Where's this? Who's our
What are you looking
sponsors this
for?
week, Dave? Who's our sponsors?
Our sponsors for this week, I'm making sure I have it right because I've been planning a lot, is Shopify, who we
nice.
love. And another sponsor that we love and use every single day, sometimes too much every day, Mint Mobile.
Oh, I love Mint Mobile.
Yes.
Mint Mobile at Mint Mobile. There it is. Mint Mobile Cares. How's I do that? That'll be their service. People will see how it goes. And then
people.
at Shopify.
What am I doing here?
Shopify. If you're just joining us, we'll do
everybody.
Shopify support. Hey,
It's like watching grass grow as we're getting ready to do the show here.
Yes. Yeah. It's going to be okay. Great. So if you're on my X account, I'm just calling out our sponsors this week, which I always like to do.
Yeah.
Get them a little extra exposure.
Just a little extra love.
Yeah. A little extra. Thanks to our sponsors this week, Shopify and Mint Mobile. Fantastic. Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. We have a great couple of shows. We're going to record 2 episodes if you're in the live stream right now. The first we're going to record will be for our Wednesday, episode 682. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
682?
That is correct.
Perfect.
Yes.
That's great.
I just wanted to make sure.
If you've never joined us before, this is our 11th year of recording this show. It's had many different iterations. Well, not many different, but a number of different iterations.
It's constantly evolving. It'll be different a year from now than it was a year ago.
Yes, it is. Yeah. It is.
Because the business world, our worlds evolve.
Yes, absolutely. And then we will record our Friday episode, which is called Friday Eye, which is where we focus on AI topics. And we have some very interesting topic for you, and you should stick around because we're going to give you a way to get a free 1-year subscription to free zero
Perplexity Pro.
Perplexity Pro. We're going to share that with you.
Yep.
And it's great. I'm excited. I love it. It's one of my best parts of the week for me.
Same. It's yeah. I look forward to it every Monday. It is like
it's perfect.
I like it.
Mondays are amazing. I'm ready whenever you are.
Yeah, same. All right, let's do it. Here goes absolutely nothing. And at the same time, everything. Let me make sure. Do I have our sponsor spots in there? I'm going to test this quick. Because, hey, I got a question for you. All right, I remember this. Okay, good.
Cool.
Then let's do it. Business Brain, episode 682 for Wednesday, September 10th, National TV Dinner Day 2025. Greetings, folks, and welcome to Business Brain, the show where we take some ideas, we crunch them, we dissect them, we use them to tune our business brain so that each and every single one of us can keep on living those charmed lives just a little bit better each day. Speaking of charmed lives and tools that help us get there, our sponsors for this episode include mintmobile.com/businessbrain. That's where you can go and get their new customer offer of 3 months for just $15 a month, and on their unlimited wireless plan, which is ending in like 12 days or something. So you got to jump on that. Yep, mintmobile.com/businessbrain. And then also shopify.com/businessbrain, where you can sign up for your $1 per month trial period and start selling like all the pros, like we do. So we'll talk more about those in a few minutes. For now, here in Durham, New Hampshire, I'm Dave Hamilton.
And Lafayette, California, I'm Shannon Jean. Both those sponsors are like part of the keychain to the kingdom, so to speak.
The keychain to the kingdom.
Not just the keys, because it's not one is not enough, but you need on your keychain to the kingdom. Shopify, rock your world, the best, unbelievable A/B experimentation for selling on the planet.
Oh yeah.
And Mint Mobile, we've been using them for years. We had their
Aaron North
on our show years ago, and many years ago, and he told us everything about his experience building that brand out from beneath another larger company, and then
that's right.
spinning it off, and then
Selling it again,
and selling it again, and then having what's his name, Ryan Reynolds, come on board as a part investor and marketing guy. It's genius. So it's cool. Very great.
It is. It's great.
Yep.
All of this reminds me of something that a friend of mine, a musician friend, actually posted, and he aimed this question towards his musician friends, many of whom, some of whom I should say are full-time musicians.
Okay,
but many of whom it's part of their revenue stack. They don't know that term, but we do here, right? You got multiple.
Gives me goosebumps, Dave.
Yeah, I know, but it's how it works, right? And he asked this question that I think I know goes way beyond anyone in a create. It's not limited to people in creative endeavors, although I would say maybe it is, except that the definition of creative endeavor means anybody building a business of doing anything. You are creating, quite literally, right? And so the question that he asked is, what are you building towards? We've asked the question or suggested that an important thing to do when you're building your business is to define what success means for you. Yeah, but for some reason, this question of what are you building towards seems a little easier to answer than define what success means to you. That seems like an assignment.
It's a little more approachable, right?
It's more approachable, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I like it.
And I know that the concept of lifestyle businesses gets a lot of shade elsewhere, not here. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And the people that give it shade, they're not wrong, because they'll say you didn't build a business, you gave yourself a job. And it's like, well, if that's what you wanted, then why is that bad? Just because you two different people want two different things. Imagine.
Well, let's build the first lifestyle business, build yourself a job, and then we can learn how to stack them up.
And then you stack them
again and again and create wealth. So most of those people can't step off the treadmill to build their first business, to lifestyle business.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I like this concept. And when you mentioned that, I thought of, I don't know if it is totally accurate, but simplifying it even a little bit more of, what do you want?
Yes. Yeah. How will this get you what you want? Yeah. But yes I love that. Yeah. What do you want out of this?
Yeah. What do you want? And, it is, you don't have, I would say that talking about it in reverse is great. And I've always used this concept as story to kind of propel me forward. And this vision, this campfire vision in my head of being able to be sitting around a campfire, telling stories about the things I created, that has been very important to me. And that but I would say you don't have to have it completely dialed in your head.
No.
You should have some kind of, even if it's vague vision of, wow, I want more time. I want to be able to be more flexible. I don't want to rely on whatever it is.
And it can be multiple things, or it can be one thing.
Should be. Yeah.
I mean, it's all fine. And I think part of what my friend John Nolan, who's the one who posted this, part of what he said, and I agree with, is part of the benefit of taking a minute and answering this for yourself is you might realize you already have it. And
that's powerful.
And that's a good thing. It can be complacency can be dangerous. So be aware of that. But also, if what you want is something that you've already created and you can keep replicating that, well, you don't need to kill yourself here. The point is to enjoy your life.
That's hard. Yes.
It's hard for all of us, but if maybe another way to ask this question is, what do you want to do when you retire? And I know the word retired, for a lot of us, is well, I don't really know what that means. So, okay, fine. What do you want to do when you're free, when you have more free time, right? So we'll take the word retire out. Well, what do you want to do when you have more free time? And then don't wait until you have more free time. Create the free time, or take the things that are on the list and make a business out of them so that you're doing them and earning revenue. And then that way it fits into that weird definition of retire that we don't really have as entrepreneurs, right? But answer those questions so you know what you want to create, because you might have a business now or a day job now that is cranking along, but it's not, you don't want to be in that all of your life. Okay, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I think that...
Figure out what the next thing is.
Yeah. And I love that. The next thing. I think many people, some people, even answering that question, what do you want, can really make them nervous.
Yes.
Because people are afraid to really dream about the life that they want. Either they feel maybe inside like they don't deserve it, or they feel like
you deserve it.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Or and probably maybe more common than that is that if I define it, what if I don't reach it? I'll be a failure, right? And that's another myth that.
No, that's a good question though. I knew we were going to be philosophical, obviously, when I put this topic in, but
yeah.
I didn't. So here we are. What if I don't reach it? Well, I'm going to go back to your story idea. Is you decide the story you want to tell at the end. It doesn't mean that you're going to get to exactly that story. You're just going to start down a path, and the story can evolve.
Of course, it should,
and it's okay if the story isn't as grandiose, right? When you get there, that's fine.
More. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I also think it ties into the systems over goals thing, where you shouldn't have this big goal that's, in 5 years and this and that.
Yes.
And it should be, this is the kind of life I want, or this is the time, this is how I want my time to be managed. So each day I'm developing a system that enables that. I think that's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
I have more on this and a little different concept about not waiting that I'd love to dive into a little bit more too.
All right. Well, I definitely want to do that because I know what it is, and I'm eager to. Well, I know what you call it.
Yes.
I don't know exactly what it is, and I want to find out. So we will do that right after we do the next thing that we want to do, which is to talk about our sponsor. Because, hey, I got a question for you. Do you struggle with procrastinating? Putting off something that could save you a ton of money? That was me. I first heard about Mint Mobile in 2018. We even interviewed Aaron North, who was with Mint Mobile at the time, but I didn't actually switch myself until December of 2020. And I kicked myself for waiting because I could have saved thousands more dollars. Since switching, it's been flawless. Same phones, same number, same coverage, just a bill that's so low. I kind of double check it every year when I pay it, but it's it's real life. It's how it goes. And right now, new customers can get 3 months of unlimited premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's unlimited talk, text, and high-speed data on the nation's largest 5G network. You can bring your phone, you keep your contacts, and finally stop burning cash with big wireless. Quit stalling and start saving when you make the switch. Shop plans at mintmobile.com/businessbrain. That's mintmobile.com/businessbrain. There's an upfront payment of $45 required, equivalent to $15 a month. That's how that works. Limited time new customer offer for the first 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigs on unlimited plans. Taxes and fees are extra. See Mint Mobile for details. Live your charmed life without the big wireless bill. Oh, and hurry, because this deal ends on September 22nd. And make sure you use our link, mintmobile.com/businessbrain, because that way you get the deal and we get the recognition for referring you. And that's good for everybody. And our thanks to Mint Mobile for sponsoring this episode. And hey, picture this. It's midnight. You're scrolling on your phone. You've added way too many things to your cart, and then it hits you. You left your wallet in the other room. Normally that means an abandoned cart until you see it. That glorious purple Shop Pay button. One tap and suddenly you're still in bed, warm, comfy. And now also the proud owner of a gadget you'll convince yourself was a business expense. That's the magic of our sponsor, Shopify. And here's the thing, Shopify doesn't just make buying easy, it makes selling a dream. Shopify powers 10% of all U.S. e-commerce, from giants like Mattel to creators just getting started. And I use it with my other businesses to sell merch for the podcast because it works flawlessly. With hundreds of ready-to-go templates, you can launch a gorgeous store without touching any code. Use their built-in marketing and email tools to reach customers wherever they're scrolling or strolling. And that purple button, it's why Shopify has the best converting checkout on the planet. So if you want to see less carts being abandoned, it's time for you to head over to Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/businessbrain. Go to shopify.com/businessbrain. One more time, shopify.com/businessbrain. And our thanks to Shopify for sponsoring this episode. All right, Shannon, let's get into this because I'm eager to hear what the pot of gold myth is.
Yeah. So let me start with a story, of course.
Okay, of course.
Our first, no, it wasn't our first. First large warehouse that I leased. I had had offices before. I was a much younger man. And the owner of the building was a business owner, and he wanted to meet us. So we sat down in his conference room. This guy's name was Jim Mercer. And my partner and I sat down, and my partner asked him, as we were just kind of getting, talking, he's like, okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and lease to you guys. And he says,
that's nice. That's good.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. He says, Jim, let me ask you a question. So he was older. He's probably our age now. And
that's not older, Shannon. That's wiser. That's right. Yeah.
So my partner, Chris, he says, Jim, tell us, was it all worth it? Did you get your pot of gold at the end, the years that you worked? And, Jim, he stopped for a minute, and I'll never forget. He says, well, I don't think there's a pot of gold at the end, but I was able to take some chests of gold, off the table during my business career. And I think about that often because I have a tendency, and I've always had a tendency, to want to just plow every dime back into my business. But at some point along the way, of course, beyond what you need to live, of course, you need to take some money off the table. You need to not, I don't think you should wait for the, quote, pot of gold, because not only is it not guaranteed to happen, if things don't go the way things happen. But
you're back.
You still there?
I lost you for a second, but yeah. No, we the message stayed. You're good.
Yeah. Not only could it, things go sideways on you and you've done things, but you should enjoy your life, and you should reward yourself and your family for the hard work that you're doing. So my take on it is that waiting till the end, so to speak, or this buyout or payout or
whatever that might be,
whatever it is.
And for a lot of people, I mean, going back to what we talked about in the beginning, the first part of the show, a lot of people don't know like if you ask people, okay, you're waiting for a pot of gold, describe that specifically. What are you building towards, right? Same thing. What is that pot of gold? I think it's great that you're building towards it. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Specifically, but what is it, and how are you getting there?
Yeah,
right. That's where you're going. Get there as fast as you can.
And if you have an opportunity to take some of that treasure, a bit of it, to make to enhance your life or the life of your kids or the whatever. I've just seen it so often where I've worked, I got this, let's take I'm getting shares in this company and I'm plowing away and I'm doing all this kind of stuff and it's great. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. And it never materializes, right? Or, as we've had the experience, we're selling this business, it's going to be amazing, da 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 da, and it, after a little while, all of a sudden,
Wah, wah,
you know,
wah.
yeah, and you've had it happen even recently.
That's right.
It just is going to happen. So
Yeah.
be aware of this myth. I think that you don't always wait. You need to, your life is a series of experiences, right? It's the most important part of your life is the experiences you have and the connections that you make with other people. And if you're putting those experiences and connections aside, thinking that, later I'm going to connect with my, the worst ones are later I'm going to connect with my kids more. Well, that's never going to happen. So you need to stop and do it now.
No, you're not.
Or later we're going to take this trip to this place. Or later I'm going to have this. And of course you have to be reasonable. I'm not saying.
I mean, sometimes you say we're not going to do that this year.
Of course.
That's different than just nebulously saying later, right?
And I don't think you should go into. I'm not talking about going into debt.
Right.
To live your life a certain way. I'm talking about
that's foolish.
That's not good. Yeah. I'm talking about as you build wealth, take some money off the table.
Take some risk off the table.
And spread yourself out. Invest in other things. Not 100% back into your business. Invest in some other stuff.
You are describing me to a T. I mean, and thankfully, candidly, I've had business partners who have been better at this than I was, and they've kind of forced me to take some off the table at times. And looking back, I am so thankful that I did, because otherwise I would have just kept plowing it into the business, taken off whatever my modest salary or whatever was that I was giving myself, and leading the charmed life. Like I have, I mean, I don't succeed at all of it, but I've created a lifestyle, a business that feeds the lifestyle that I want, and a lifestyle that feeds the business that I want, right? And so I don't think about, I should take this big pile of money off the table. No, keep it in the business. Like it's doing what I want. No.
Balance.
You got to balance it, right? Don't starve the business.
No,
but it also doesn't need to have all this capital that you're not using in the business. Yeah. And and I say this absolutely from personal experience, you can give yourself and have your partners agree on all of this, if you have partners, that yes, we're going to take this off the table, but we agree that some percentage of it, half of what we're taking right now, we're going to invest in things that could be easily liquidated if we need to reinvest some of this back in the business, right? Because that's where conservative me
capital call.
You say, well, we can keep it there, and then that way, if we hit lean times, we've got a war chest. I'm a big fan of the war chest, and my partners are like, love the war chest, and it has saved businesses before having this war chest, but it doesn't need to be as big as Dave thinks it needs to be.
Yeah. Exactly. So I just got to think about it. And I, on the flip side, we are eternal, I call it radical optimism, which is great. And it helps pull you through. But at some point, if a venture, a business that you're involved in is slipping, you got to watch those investments that you're putting back in the business, especially when you're personally making them. Yes. And you really have to ask yourself, and maybe, it's not maybe, you need to get some outside guidance from someone who's not a radical optimist, that, hey, what's the play here? Should we be, because in my head, I'm thinking, well, if I just, another, capital injection and we'll be fine. We'll get over it. And there's been a lot of, and no matter how many times I go through it, there's at some point where I'm like, oh, this is just the way things are. I have to keep going to keep this working. And sometimes you have to really question that. Sometimes you have to. So,
I remember
anyway,
in Private Parts, the movie that about Howard Stern. Yeah. He said something somewhere, and I don't know if if this has remained true throughout his career or what, but at the time he said, when I was building up things and, building up his radio show and personality and all that stuff, he said, I never invested my own money in it. And the reason was, if I couldn't convince someone else to invest their money in it, it wasn't going to be a good investment. It's like,
Wow.
right? And there's a lot to be said for that.
Yeah,
So
I get it. Yeah,
I don't. And again, I don't know if that has been universally true throughout his life, but he said it, and in whatever context he said it, it stuck with me. So anyway, that's cool. That's right.
Yeah. If love your feedback. Tell us what you think. Feedback at businessbrain.show. Let us hear your thoughts so we can talk about them.
Absolutely.
Episode.
Yeah. I'm curious. We all see things differently. We all do things differently, and that's a good thing. We want to keep your feedback as part of this show. So send it in and we'll share it. We'll see you Friday. Keep living that charmed life. All right.
Cool.
We're out of that one. Yeah.
Awesome. So the 360 or so live streamers that are watching, give us a few minutes. Dave is going to twirl some knobs, push some buttons to get that last episode uploaded to where we clean up the sound and host and all that kind of stuff. And then that'll be ready for me to do some post-production stuff when we're done. But it's good. That's on Trevor McCandles. That's great. Candless. I always say that wrong. I'm just going to, Trevor McCandles is what we're going to call you, Trevor. That's great. Thank you for that. That's awesome. Very cool.
I didn't see the comment. Was it on X? Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah, it's up on X. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I'm surprised it's not. Oh no, here it is.
Yeah,
there it is. I just didn't get a notification. Oh, did you show it?
Yeah,
on here. Oh,
you were
that's
looking
why.
down.
That's why I didn't see it.
I'm
okay.
going like this, trying to keep the live streamers happy.
Yeah, no, it's great. I just I when I didn't see it there, when I didn't see the badge.
Yes,
that was the part that kind of threw me off. Yeah,
that's cool. Very cool. That's good. That's good. Awesome. And we have interesting, if you didn't hear it at the beginning of the show, stick around for our Friday Eye episode, which we're going to record next, because we are going to tell you how to get a 1-year free subscription to Perplexity Pro AI. So, which is cool.
That's appropriate for our Friday Eye episode.
Yeah. I've heard some cool thing about their new browser called Comet. I'm still on the waiting list, but
same.
I'm looking forward to getting it.
I think I was still on the waiting list. I don't know. I can't keep track of everything.
Yeah, it's a little tough.
Yeah, it is tough.
Yes.
All right, that's uploading now. Finally, cool. I'm almost there.
Awesome. That's great.
Come on.
If you comment in the feed, if you're on X, you can click in and leave some comments. If there's anything you'd like us to talk about, let us know. Be glad to hear from you. So, let's see how many people are watching the stream. It's like we've talked about before. It's interesting to see how many views versus
engagements.
Streamers. Engagements, yeah. So it's good. All good. Excellent. The other thing you can do is if you want to leave us a review of the show, you can get entered to win a MacBook. We're giving that away in just a few months, and you go to businessbrain.show/review, and that'll get you close in there so you can click through and leave us a review of the show. Tell us what you think, and then we will read your review on this show and get you entered to win. It's cool. Great. The more I think about
the whole thing about there is no pot of gold, I don't know how many people that are waiting for the pot of gold even have I don't even think they would tell you that they were waiting for the pot of gold. You know what I mean? Because
I can see that.
Because it's like, oh, well, I'll just keep working, and then someday magically I'll have right. I think that's the mindset. It's like, well, you just do it, and then it magically works out. And I don't think you're
taught that the system will take care of you.
The system will take care of you. Yeah, right.
Not true.
Which system is the question?
Yeah, you need to be in charge of the system.
Right.
It will take care of
then
you.
It'll take care of you.
Anybody else's.
Your system. Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's that same thing about most people have their idea of risk inverted, where they think it's less risk to work for some large corporation or some entity and get a paycheck versus starting something from nothing and being in charge of the money yourself.
Control your own destiny. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes, it's difficult.
I've been up here too long, and my tea ran out. So now I'm going with one of our long ago sponsors, Hop Water.
Hop water, yeah.
Do you know about this stuff?
Yeah, my wife drinks it. She drinks it. There's one by Lagunitas that she drinks. So, yep.
But I think that's different. I don't think the Lagunitas one. This has it has nothing. There's like no calories or carbs or there's no alcohol in it. Obviously,
yeah. The same with the one.
Okay, maybe it's not different, but this one has like different. Like it's got like ashwagandha in it or something. So it's like mildly relaxing or something.
I like that band. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah, it's huge in Japan.
Yes, big in Japan.
That's right.
All right. Are we set?
Yeah, I'm ready. You ready?
Okay. Here we go.
Let's do it. Business Brain, episode 683 for Casual Friday AI, September 12th, National Day of Encouragement. You can encourage me to speak better. 2025. Greetings, folks, and welcome to Business Brain, the show where we take some ideas, we crunch them, we dissect them, we use them to tune our business brains individually and collectively so that we can each keep on living those charmed lives and we help each other do it. Our sponsors for this episode include Shopify.com/businessbrain, where you can sign up for your $1 per month trial period, and MintMobile.com/businessbrain, where you have like 10 days left or so to sign up for your 3-month unlimited wireless trial plan for just $15 a month. So we'll talk more about both of those in a little bit. For now, here in Durham, New Hampshire on Friday I, I'm Dave Hamilton.
I love Friday I'm Shannon G, and I'm still here in Northern California.
Yeah, man. I have an idea for a new segment, Shannon.
Okay.
I mean, it's a sub-segment of Friday I.
All right.
And it's going to be the mundane. DAINE.
I like it. I like it. Yes. What is it, Dave?
Well, it was fed by necessity, but it's something really that we've been trying to foster for a long time, is this idea that sharing everything that we do with AI, and I don't mean everything, but sharing even the stuff that you think or I think or you out there listening think is mundane is actually helpful to everyone else. It's obvious to you to use AI for whatever, but it might not be. It definitely isn't going to be obvious to me or Shannon if we haven't already done it. These are the obvious things once you know to do them. So we're going to kind of go and toss out some ideas here. We can talk about them or not.
Cool.
The first one, for the last 3 weeks, Shannon, I have probably 3 times a day, gotten somewhat targeted, but also somewhat blanket emails from people. And this might be longer. It might be like the last 3 months. Daily, though, multiple times a day, emails from people asking me if I want either an investment in Backbeat Media or to sell it to like a family office or private equity or something like that.
Okay.
And I just keep ignoring them because they seem bulk. But it's like today, finally, I was like, okay, what's the play here? Why is this happening? It's there's clearly a pattern. Even if it's spam, all spam is sent for a reason. Yeah. Right. And so I said, is there a scam happening that I can't, that is, not obvious to me, or something else? And it was like, no, this isn't a scam. I mean, some of them might be. I gave it examples of like 3 of the emails and just asked, am I missing anything? And it's like, no, there's a renewed interest now in small and mid-market acquisitions. That surge has been happening since early 2025. And it's like, okay, great. This all makes sense. And it explained more about that and did all that stuff. But it was like, great. And then it asked me, of course, do you want me to draft replies to these to see if maybe, you never know, maybe a good fit is out there. Sure. But you got to weed them out to get there. And now it's, it wrote me 3 replies. It's like, all right, well, for these type of people, send this one. For these type of people, send this one. And, I can put them into text expander if I want.
Yes.
But that was just one of the things. Like, help me identify a pattern or help me explain a pattern that I'm seeing.
Yeah.
That's my first one.
Yes. Okay. I'll do one. I'll I'm just looking at the chats, as it stores them and
Yes.
the history here, and I can just tell you, I use it. It has replaced my search engine, right? I mean, not only do I do projects that it's far more in depth, or I'm talking about ChatGPT, but like I had an issue with YouTube TV up at our River House yesterday, and I'm like, here it is, YouTube TV subscription issue. I asked questions about that. Tell me how I can work around it. It's really not an issue. It's the fact that I can't use YouTube TV at more than one location that really fried me. And I was trying to come up with a workaround.
I have a workaround for you. You want me to give that to you right now?
Yes.
I will. It's something called Tailscale.
Yeah.
Yep. Tailscale is a VPN. Essentially,
yes.
but it's not.
Okay.
That's a good way to. It is, but it's not. What Tailscale lets you do is create a. You know how when you're at home.
Yes.
All of your devices are on the same network.
Yes.
You could connect from your computer to your, I don't know, if you've got some other network device, like a network storage device, or, your smart TV, sometimes you can connect to it, right? It's all just local. But if you take your laptop and you go to a hotel, you can't connect to any of those devices on your home network anymore because you're not on your home network.
Okay.
Well, the idea is that Tailscale, you install it on each of your devices, and now all of those devices are on a network together. And it doesn't matter where they are. It creates this sort of wide area local network, if you will.
Yeah.
And all of the devices can talk to each other.
Okay.
That's the baseline feature of Tailscale.
And
one of the other features of Tailscale is that you can set one or more of the devices to allow the device to be what's called an exit node. Now, an exit node means that other devices on your tailnet, now that we're using this term, can choose to route all of their traffic through that. So they will appear to be coming from wherever that device that's being an exit node is.
Okay.
So if you want YouTube TV to work in multiple locations, you set up a device at your house. An Apple TV can be you can install it on that, right? So you install Tailscale on your Apple TV, and you tell that Apple TV at your home, your primary home, to be your exit node. And then you get another Apple TV, and you put that at, say, your River House, and you install Tailscale on that, and you connect it and tell it use that exit node, and now YouTube TV has no other way of knowing that device is not sitting at your primary home.
And it's not just YouTube TV; it could be
any
streaming service.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And after 30 days, 90 days, it tries to squeeze you a little bit more. But
Nope. It has no way of knowing.
That's awesome.
It won't work with the YouTube TV app or the YouTube app on your iPhone because your iPhone has another way of knowing its location, and the YouTube app can see that your iPhone, it can effectively use the iPhone's GPS, and there's no way to isolate that
That's
we
awesome.
have found. So
That's
anyway,
great. I love it.
I know.
I need Dave GPT for that one.
That was Dave GPT. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Sorry to derail us from the mundane.
I want to know. I want to know.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
So, back to the mundane, though. We got to do a couple more of these mundane things because the whole point of this is we want to show you that there are these mundane things that you use AI for that are interesting to all of us, and we want you to send in yours. So, to feedback@businessbrain.show. So the next one that I have is to your point of using it as a search engine. We redid our kitchen, and because we didn't want to redo the ceilings and everything, we are relegated to still having track lighting. We have a junction box in one spot, and we want lights in other spots, and it's just how it is.
Yes.
It's fine. I searched Amazon for months, arguably a year, not obsessively, and could never find what I wanted. I took a picture of our existing track lighting
I love it.
and gave it to ChatGPT, and it said, oh, what you want is H-type tracks. Yes, it's not as popular as it was 10 years ago, but it's still pretty popular, and this is what you search for. As soon as I searched for H-type track lighting, options came up, and now we've got something on the way.
That's awesome. I love
Yep.
it.
So using it as your search engine.
I love it. I'll give you a real quick one too that I love. I was up at the mountains at the river, and I didn't know the fishing regulations for the area. And I said, tell me what the fishing regulations are for the North Fork of the McCollum River in Calaveras County. And it came back, here's the scoop from the North Fork of the McCollum River. You can fish there all year round. The daily bag limit's 5 trout. You can have up to 10 in your possession. Keep in mind, any creeks or tributaries feeding into the North Fork are off limits from late April through mid-November. So as long as you're staying in the main river, you're good to go. I love it.
Yep.
And I use it like this more and more. And it does take some getting used to. If you ask those questions on a search engine,
it'd be a disaster.
It's a disaster. And
Yes.
they don't, and even with Google, not to target Google all the time, but with Google's AI answers, it's not as good. It's not as good. So definitely want to.
When I have somebody coming on GigGab,
yeah,
I mean, for one more mundane thing.
Yeah, do it.
Like let's say I was going to interview Shannon Jean on Business Brain, right? I would just go in to ChatGPT and say, hey, I've got Shannon Jean coming on Business Brain. Please come up with 10 topics that are going to be great prompts for Shannon to tell stories about his life.
That's good.
And then I get to filter them and ask follow-up questions and all of those things and narrow it down to what I want to ask. But man, is it better than starting from scratch. So that's 3 things, and it's not any of the 3 that I thought we were going to talk about.
That's
but
okay.
I love that.
Tell us what your mundane use of AI is. Feedback@businessbrain.show so we can share it with everybody else.
With everybody else. That's the whole idea. Is we're going to share. That we share, you share. We're just the stewards of the data. We're just sharing it back and forth. That's all we do. We have more data to share. The next thing that we're going to be stewards of is telling you about our sponsors. Because hey, I got a question for you. Do you struggle with procrastinating? Putting off something that could save you a ton of money. That was me. I first heard about Mint Mobile in 2018. We even interviewed Aaron North, who was with Mint Mobile at the time, but I didn't actually switch myself until December of 2020. And I kicked myself for waiting because I could have saved thousands more dollars. Since switching, it's been flawless. Same phones, same number, same coverage, just a bill that's so low. I kind of double check it every year when I pay it, but it's it's real life. It's how it goes. And right now, new customers can get 3 months of unlimited premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's unlimited talk, text, and high-speed data on the nation's largest 5G network. You can bring your phone, you keep your contacts, and finally stop burning cash with big wireless. Quit stalling and start saving when you make the switch. Shop plans at mintmobile.com/businessbrain. That's mintmobile.com/businessbrain. There's an upfront payment of $45 required, equivalent to $15 a month. That's how that works. Limited time new customer offer for the first 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigs on unlimited plans. Taxes and fees are extra. See Mint Mobile for details. Live your charmed life without the big wireless bill. Oh, and hurry, because this deal ends on September 22nd. And make sure you use our link, mintmobile.com/businessbrain, because that way you get the deal and we get the recognition for referring you. And that's good for everybody. And our thanks to Mint Mobile for sponsoring this episode. And hey, picture this. It's midnight. You're scrolling on your phone. You've added way too many things to your cart, and then it hits you. You left your wallet in the other room. Normally that means an abandoned cart until you see it. That glorious purple Shop Pay button. One tap and suddenly you're still in bed, warm, comfy. And now also the proud owner of a gadget you'll convince yourself was a business expense. That's the magic of our sponsor, Shopify. And here's the thing. Shopify doesn't just make buying easy. It makes selling a dream. Shopify powers 10% of all U.S. e-commerce, from giants like Mattel to creators just getting started. And I use it with my other businesses to sell merch for the podcast because it works flawlessly. With hundreds of ready-to-go templates, you can launch a gorgeous store without touching any code. Use their built-in marketing and email tools to reach customers wherever they're scrolling or strolling. And that purple button, it's why Shopify has the best converting checkout on the planet. So if you want to see less carts being abandoned, it's time for you to head over to Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/businessbrain. Go to shopify.com/businessbrain. One more time, shopify.com/businessbrain. And our thanks to Shopify for sponsoring this episode. All right, Shannon. I know we're going to tell people how to get Perplexity Pro free for a year before this ends. But before we do that,
I'm good.
You want to take this thing and turn it on its head, don't you?
I do. I want to invert because I just had a lesson in this, which I will describe. But I have a theory, and I believe that when you're starting something new, the less automation, the better, because you need to, and I'm a huge fan of automation, systemization, AI, doing all these things to speed things up and
sure,
make it easier and all this kind of stuff. But doing it manually from, I don't care what it is, unloading pallets of stuff to doing your research to buy things, to designing your own ads, to learning how to, write your own copy for, doing it manually at the beginning, you just, it gives you a much better feel for what needs to be done. And I'll give you an example. So I'm in, I've grown my account on X pretty good. And I was like, hey, I need to build my Instagram and let's just stay with it, my Instagram presence. And so this time I was like, this will be different. I don't really know anything about it.
It's very different than
very,
X.
very different.
Yes.
I don't know anything about Instagram. So, and I have some people that have done really well there, and they recommended this agency that would help me. I was like, okay, great. So I hired this agency, and they start producing great content, videos, short form, all this kind of stuff. I'm giving them some stuff, and they're taking it and doing things with it. But I'm kind of distant from it,
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, yeah.
You got to do that on your own. Yeah. At least you need to be hands-on.
Hands-on.
You can have other people,
of course, helping you. Yeah. Hands-on.
Yeah.
It hit me that I had made this mistake when I'm trying to grow followers, and they're helping me, and they're doing a great job, and I'm going to continue to use them. In my newsletter last week, I've been using them for about a month, and it's been kind of stagnant. Not a lot of growth, but we're just getting started, trying to figure out what works.
Sure.
And I was like, well, I'm going to mention in my newsletter that, hey, I'd come follow me on Instagram.
Sure. That's a good place to start. Nothing wrong with that.
That's all I said. And I increased my Instagram followers by 25% overnight.
Yeah.
By just
it makes sense.
Asking.
Yes.
Just ask.
Literally asking. Yep.
Just asking. And so there's so many different examples, but I think that, had I automated everything when I was building that handbag business on Poshmark, I wouldn't have had the connection with, especially with the people. Had I not gone in and answered questions, gave feedback, really was into it for the first 6 months.
Yep.
I wouldn't have known the power of it. I would have, so I think sometimes you have to take a step back, less automation at the start, do it manually, learn how it works, get hands on with it.
Yep.
I think it's hugely beneficial.
I don't disagree with any of this. In order to, there's a risk to this, right? Because
there is a risk.
At some point you have to let go.
Yes.
If something's going to grow, right?
Yeah.
But
I have that
in order
problem.
to create, same. That's why I'm trying to articulate this, because you need to be able to understand what the business is. Unless you are not, like, if you have partners, that's different, right? And you're going to say, okay, even if at your business, if we said, all right, Shannon, you're going to manage the Instagram here for Business Brain. Okay, fine. Presumably you and I, as business partners in this venture, trust each other, right? So if we make that decision, okay, great. You're going to understand that. I might not. Like, I might be the one that's okay, I'm going to publish the podcast. I'll do that. You trust me to do that. And we're a little bit blind to the mechanics of how each other is doing it. But even that, there's some risk there. But, you're balancing things, right?
Yes.
But in order to build a business, someone in the business needs to understand the business. And presumably a principal of the business needs to understand the business. And somebody in the business needs to develop the relationships with the other humans with whom you are going to transact business. Because without that human relationship, man, it's tough.
Yeah,
it's
tough. I think I go back to that when we had, I forget the guy's name from Tech Defenders on years ago, when he said, once someone can do it 75% as good as you can, you should, that's when you should offload it.
That's when you should offload it.
Maybe that's the same for the automation. Once you've learned it, you've set it up, maybe the automation is, or something that's going to manage it for you.
Well, perhaps we could say this another way. You need to know the business well enough in order to program the automation. And I use the term program loosely here. I don't mean you're necessarily going to be writing code, but you're scripting something. That's what an automation is. And you need to be able to tell it, or if you wind up using an AI agent, you need to be able to prompt it correctly to do the thing that you want it to do. Because it like whatever we tell it to do, it will do. Well, if you don't tell it the right thing, it's going to do the wrong thing. So
this
is interesting.
I'd love your take on it. If you're listening, feedback at businessbrain.show. Tell us your take on automation and what the timeline should be. But but wait, we have one more thing to do. Wow. I got us. Dave almost snuck out without giving away.
We almost became liars.
That's right. We've talked about Perplexity on the show quite a bit. Their AI services at perplexity.ai. You can get a free 1-year subscription to Perplexity Pro. I don't know what that normally costs, but it's
$20 a month.
It's $20. That's awesome. As long as you have a PayPal account, you want to go to perplexity.ai/join. Oh, you're going to just have to go to the show notes because I can't.
The link's in the show notes. It's already there.
In the show notes. Businessbrain.show. Click on this episode. That's where you go. Yeah, go there. This episode will be out on Friday, the what is it? The 12th.
The 12th.
The 12th. So for the live streamers that are listening to now as we record this, but go there, click that link, get a free 1-year subscription to Perplexity Pro. It's awesome.
That's amazing. What a find, man. That's great stuff.
That's good. Came to me via the Tribe group, their Slack group, which is a great. The Tribe group's amazing. So That's cool.
Oh, yeah, there we are.
Hey, we're big.
We're big. We're huge in Japan and elsewhere. Yep, that's right.
We got over 500 people on the stream. That's awesome.
Love it.
Thank you for hanging out with us on the live stream today.
Go get your Perplexity Pro. You get a PayPal account, but you just go get. You can sign up for that for free too if you don't have one. Right. So there you go. But you probably already do. All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out. Yep, I started the episode by twisting my tongue, and I will end it by twisting my tongue. Yellow leather. Thanks for hanging out, and keep living that charmed life. Have a great weekend. See you next week.
See ya.
All right, we're out.
Sweet.
Great stuff, man.
Yeah, that's good. So thanks, everybody, for hanging out on the live stream. Again, if you can get that Perplexity thing, we're going to put that up. It'll be up on the Friday episode.
Was there any indication that there was a limit to any of this or anything?
I didn't see it.
It looks like, the idea is, of course, you're signing up with your PayPal account, and then after a year, they're going to start charging you.
Yes.
So you have to remember to cancel. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, set an email, but it's worth it.
I was going to say send a reminder. Yeah.
Set a reminder. You're right.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for hanging out with us. I'm going to end the live stream, and we'll see you guys next week.
Later.